Still watching the Eastern Business Report right here on the Afia Business Morning. From October 6th to 10th, 2025, business leaders, entrepreneurs, and investors will gather in Enugu for the Amadeo Business Summit 2025, which is also 4.0. Theme: thriving in times like this. The summit is meant to help businesses grow, access mentorship, and unlock new opportunities. Joining me on the Eastern Business Report this morning to give us more insight on this and what businesses stand to gain is Dr. Aworoke Ogbimi, General Manager of Copen Group. Welcome on the program.
Thank you very much.
Did I pronounce the name correctly?
You did great.
You know, we did some rehearsals before coming.
Yes, we did. I'm sure my mom was wondering how come you got it so well.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Can you give us a quick overview of ABS, Amadeo Business Summit? What is its purpose and the kind of businesses it usually supports?
Okay, great. Amadeo Business Summit 4.0 it's a summit that I will start by saying is a corporate social expression of Copen Group. Okay. Now, Copen Group is 30 years in operation as of June this year. And part of what we have done over the years, our vision is in mentoring poverty alleviation and housing for all. That's our vision. Now, as part of giving back, we recognize that Enugu has been Jerusalem. We've grown from here to the uttermost parts of the earth. But as part of giving back to that place where we have done business, we said it's good to give back to society. And so the Amadeo Business Summit is that CSR expression saying, let's give back to that society where we started from. Now, the Business Summit is in its 4th edition. So that's why you see on all the infomercials, Amadeo ABS 4.0. Now, Summit this year is power-packed, literally, because from when we started with a one-day event, we grew to a 3-day event, and now we're in a whole week, 5-day event. Now, this is aimed at businesses across the divide on the economic chain. Now, you could be in your real estate businesses, you could be in financial services, you could be trading, you could be in your small scale and medium scale enterprises. Whatever you're doing, as long as you're in business, you're registered, you're doing business, or you may even be in that corporate setup where you're thinking about getting into business. It's for you. So we expect the full gamut of everybody who wants to get into business, is in business, or has been in business for decades and doesn't seem to be getting it right. This summit is for such a person. Now, the good thing about it is that when we started one of our operations, real estate in Enugu, there was that thing of Enugu, and they were talking, it doesn't bring light. But we believe that if God placed us here, we'll stay where He has placed us, and God has blessed us over the years. And so it influenced seeing that businesses around the world, not just in Enugu, not just in Nigeria, a lot of businesses in the space in which we are now are shutting down. And that shouldn't be the case. So it's a time where we understood that the time has come for us to give businesses across the entire chain I've mentioned the impetus to see that they can not just survive, but thrive in these economic times in which we dwell. So that's a framework, and it's going to be between 6th of October, which is next week, Monday. So it's not far away anymore. The 6th and the 10th of October 2025. I'll speak to each of the days as I go along, but this gives you an overview. If you have not registered at Amadeo Business Summit on Facebook, that's the handle on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and on X, and on Instagram, it's Amadeo Summit. So get in there, register for this. You just cannot miss it. It's something that is in function, and I'm sure I'll get into what each of the days.
So they should go to Facebook, your page on Facebook,
precisely,
Instagram, all social media platforms.
All social media platforms at Amadeo Business Summit. So they get on those platforms. They can get on the website www.amadeobusiness.org. Okay. Now you have a barcode. You have a barcode on there. Use your barcode and scan that. Go on and register. It gives you also the opportunity to register for which day of the event you would like to partake in. If you want to partake in all 5 days, But the idea is getting there. It's a free event. I must quickly say that it's free. Everybody can attend, but we need you to register. We can also curate what you're coming for and better plan to receive them the best possible way.
Yeah, you mentioned participation. How can businesses participate in this summit?
So I would quickly do a rundown of each of the days. I think that will help feed into where fall and other things may be interested in. So now this event is a 5-day event, like I mentioned. We're starting with a pre-event on Monday, the 6th of October. Now that pre-event is going to have what we call both a big master class and an art exhibition. The art exhibition, we're partnering with Life in My City. They've been doing things all for so many years now. Now, it may interest you to know that art is not just art. You see art you've never really seen before. In fact, when I heard about the prize which they're selling, I was wondering, should I have gone back to read, different course in university or something? But it just goes to show the creativity of people and what they have transformed that creativity to the space. So the pre-event, you have that masterclass that is speaking to diverse businesses. For that business masterclass, you will find that people would have the opportunity to pitch their businesses. They'll be able to see the bigger people, and some of them will get incentives. There's I think I can spill the beans here. Some businesses will qualify to get as much as about 8 of them will be profiled and qualified to get as much as $2,000 in business support. So that's just for that's the pre-event. No, if you, I hope you're not on air that day, but I'm sure you love to be there. Yes. Now that's just the pre-event. Mm-hmm. Now getting to the opening ceremony. It's interesting. The opening ceremony is going to have a keynote address. And that keynote address is being delivered by Dr. Ichioke. There's the chairman of Afia Invest. The head of Afia Invest, all that goes into the heavy on stock market, heavy on the capital markets, and all that. He's going to be speaking not just as a capital market operator, or he's going to be speaking to the fundamentals of that theme, which is Business Summit, which is what the business is all about. Thriving in times like this. If you get it right by coming there and listening to what he has to tell us, I'm sure your business will take that necessary step you need it to have. Now, but it's important to note that just like we have believed in the Enugu dream, we have a governor who is going to be opening that ceremony on the opening ceremony day. That's in the person of His Excellency Dr. Ndubisi Umba. Now, it's interesting to see that he has sought to move the economy from $4.4 billion to $30 billion economy, and a lot has been happening in that space. Now he's going to, so it ties into that vision. Now we can elevate businesses, and he's going to be giving that setting an agenda of what we've been doing and this is how people can plug in that. After that, you have the keynote address from Dr. Ichioke, and so many other people are coming in on that day for the opening ceremony. That's day 1. Now we'll do day 2, which is the 8th of October. That's next week. Now, on day 2, we have what we call the Amadeo Skills Day. Now, we're not just putting working skills everywhere. We're looking at 3 thematic areas. Now, you have what you call the information and communications sector, ICT, you have agriculture, and you have construction skills. Now, if you look at these, it's not just there for the names of them per se. With agriculture, for example, the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Agro-Industrialization, Honorable Patrick, will be exposing to everybody, for example, what the state is doing in agriculture. I mean, they're having smallholder farmers, they're aggregating cocoa farmers right here in Enugu State, but people don't know. And there's so many other things that are going to come up with Shari's farms. They're coming our way to give incentives as to this is what they're doing in the space. This is how you can partner. This is only agriculture. I can't go into all the things. They should come for the summit to hear all that. Yeah. But that's agriculture. You have construction skills. It may interest you to know that over the last couple of years, tens of thousands of artisans have been trained in different trades in the construction skills, whether it's plumbing, whether it's electricals, whether it's masonry, whether it's small scale building materials production. People have literally over the last couple of summits become building material producers. And you remember that if you know the deficit in the country, you know it's a space where for the rest of the person's life and his next 2 generations, they will have jobs to do. So you're going to have Amadeo Skills Day on that day 2. And like I said, construction skills, agriculture skills, and ICT. Day 3, which will now have the real estate and finance. We're bringing in the Honorable Minister for Housing and Urban Development will be coming in. The MD of Federal Mortgage Bank, the new people on the block, the Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Fund, Murphy, that can give loans at 9.75% for real estate transactions. And you can borrow as much as 100 million naira. Just imagine that for a bit. Now you're having all these people coming together to discuss on real estate. And of course, finance. We have different mortgage banks, AG Mortgage Bank, and other mortgage banks coming in, all seated together to give people solutions in the housing sector. That is for the 3rd day. Now, the 4th day, day 4, is now where we get into the SME, the small and medium scale enterprises. Now, the keynote speaker there is he's going to deliver the nuggets that will help SMEs come onto the economic map of the world. And that is very important for our people so that they can, beyond the summit, now have a testimony of this is where I was at before I attended this summit. So we track the progress and say over the next 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 2 quarters, this is where I am now at. And so I think it's just a 5-day of power-packed event. We're even expecting the governor of Ebonyi State. He's a builder. He's interested also, particularly in the Skills Day. So a lot of people are coming in from all over the world. And it's just something nobody should miss, honestly.
Yeah, while you were talking, Doctor, you mentioned something about businesses going down after some time, people who would participate or who can participate. What's the reason? What would you say is the reason for this? Because some people say, if you're not a business person, do not go into business. And, sometimes probably you start doing business and it goes down after some time or it dies after some time, people will say, maybe you didn't handle your business well, you didn't do this well. What is really the problem in that case? And how would the summit address this?
So you have different people that you have a business. What you call a business is not because you registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. That's not what you when you say I'm in business because I have a certificate. The question is, do you understand what it takes to do business? If, for example, somebody says he's a business person and he has, quote and unquote, money saved in a fixed deposit. I don't know how much the banks are giving now. I would want to speak to that online, but just imagine for a bit that the person doesn't make provision for inflation in his business. So he does everything right, but the economic indicators, the things acting under his fund, are beyond what he is seeing and can relate with. If he doesn't make, I'm just taking one case as an example, if he doesn't make provisions for that, if he doesn't make provisions for scaling, a lot of our businesses are not transgenerational. A lot of businesses we see in the Southeast particularly, unfortunately so, have not gone into the 2nd or the 3rd generation. We're going to be seeing how not only can you establish your business, understand the administration of business, understand who your customers really are, understand how you can manage finance, understand how you can manage HR, understand how you can manage a political environment within the business, understand how the regulators, how you should relate with them. We would have people from the Board of Internal Revenue also coming in to give you how you can make use of tax incentives that would help your business grow. If you don't understand the whole gamut of the life cycle of what a business should be offering to its people, and then if you don't have your service properly curated for you, then you're really not in business. And that's why you should be at this summit. Because we now have so many people who are going to be speaking, and also we have what we call the Amadeo Fellows. It may interest you to know that people look at the likes of the Robans of this world. You look at the likes of the Peace Mass Transits of this world. You look at the likes of Professor Joy Zilos of this world, SAN. You look at the likes of Professor Edith Wonso. You look at the likes of the 3-time Vice Chancellor, Professor Chinedu Nebo. He's not only, some people are trying to read their first degree. He has finished, he's a professor and has been a 3-time Vice Chancellor. You don't have all these people coming together. We're creating an opportunity for people to young business people to register to be able to speak one-on-one with these people, and they will see that they will see the scars of these men and women who have made it in every diverse way, and they see how they went from having scars to succeeding in their different fields of endeavor. So all these are packaged to make sure that our businesses do not die anymore, but they thrive.
All right, thank you so much, Doc, for that. It was insightful. You mentioned something about $32,000 to be won.
I know you like that.
So I like that one. I like that one. So I want to know, how would these businesses be chosen on that day? How would you choose them? What are the criteria? What are you looking out for?
So we have that's why I need people to register, right? Because, and I will say that again, at Amadeo Business Summit, that's where you get on there, scan the barcode, and make sure you get to register now. Now, the thing is this, we're going to have what I call a business masterclass. That business masterclass is going to take businesses, understand where the businesses are in the timeline of their own destiny, and see how we can shift those businesses. Now, we would find out from the state of those businesses. Will be a business analysis, okay, that would happen on each of those businesses to find which one can be upscaled to say, okay, we can support you further, and then you go on to get this award or this grant or this support over a period of time. So these are the things that will be done on the time of the business masterclass. Every business is not at the same point in the timeline in the economic history. So those are the things we'll be looking at on the day one.
Let's talk about the theme. The theme for this year says thriving in times like this. Very interesting. How does this theme guide the summit goals and focus areas? So
everybody who is coming for this understands the economic trajectory in which we are currently. Now, it's a theme that is going through from the keynote speech to the real estate and finance, to see how there's a lot of pressure, on people. There's a lot of pressure on businesses. We're even having something about health talks in scheme of things. Now, in the midst of this, we're trying to get people to see where are the gaps in their businesses, and how can we close those gaps, and then how can we also expose the businesses to other opportunities that will make them not just succeed but thrive. So we're looking at seeing how we can grow businesses from where they are now, have a business growth plan, and then we can timeline that and milestone that, and so what are the transaction dynamics along that trajectory, and how can we keep tweaking that until you hit the aim for which we would like every business to hit that comes for this event and is willing. It's a free event, but one thing we say is that you must pay attention when you come. You must submit yourself to the different classes that are going to be done, and then after that, of course, you'll see people coming out the way they should.
All right, Doc, before we let you go, what long-term economic or policy shifts do you hope will come out of the 2025 summit, especially for businesses operating in Nigeria and here in the Southeast? So
a lot has been done already, and I would say that there's a gap between what policies have been in place already. There's already a new tax finance act coming out that is effective January 1st, 2026. How do we prepare for that to be compliant as at 1st of January? We don't wait for that time to come. You have to prepare before you get into that time. So I see a lot of changes happening. The good thing is that we're also going to have the governor present. We're going to have policymakers also in the space, because it's a deliberation that's going to happen. And out from there, communique will come that will speak to the business community. We're going to have also the Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, bringing in the whole community of businesses into this. So what we are looking at is where we would analyze the businesses, where are the naughty areas for each of these businesses. And then now, in terms of each of these naughty areas, there are policy directions that the government already has. We'll analyze those policy directions and see how well does it fit into the practical space for businesses. And then from that, we'll now come out with a communique that will be able to speak to the government, which is present at the Business Summit, and then take that narrative further. Like I said, it's not just a one-week thing. We'll be benchmarking this beyond the time summit ends to make sure that whatever we have agreed on, we get to actualize it in the market space.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ogbimi. for
Thank you.
joining us on the program today.
Thank you.
And don't also forget that the Amadeo Business Summit 4.0 will be airing here on Afia TV from Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So do not forget to stay tuned on Afia TV to watch. And also be there at the summit at Amadeo here in Enugu State. And that's the much we can take on the STEM Business Report today. Until I see you tomorrow for another edition of the Afia Business Morning, I am Marvelous Apuamaga. Many thanks for staying with us.
Thank you.